One. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Micro Interviews with Local Authors. My name's Adam Jackman, a librarian at Pierce County Library, and today we have the wonderful Karen Robbins. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for this interview. It's an honor.
Oh, no, it's my privilege. Um, so, you have, written a number of books, wonderful books, all sorts of mediums, all sorts of genres. Can you talk about some of them real quick? We've got the Think books.
Yes. Uh-huh. All right. Well, these are the little think books, all published by Shipper Books in Pennsylvania, and it's to help teach analytical thinking skills. So this is Think Farm Animals, beautifully illustrated by Rachel Brunson of Gig Harbor. And they have a little question. I have two pink ears and roll in mud. What can I be? Think, then lift the flap to see. Adam, do you know what it can be?
I've already read the book, so I'm not going to give it away.
Okay, and here's a pig. And
Okay, move
so,
on a little bit so we can see the pig.
oh, I'm sorry, this way.
Oh,
And
okay.
they have to think and talk about it, and then you can talk a lot about the animals and where they live and what they do. And it also can work for a beginning reader who just needs to begin reading these very short sentences. And here we have the horse,
Oh,
and but lots of introducing the children to 10 farm animals. And then we have the zoo animals, also illustrated by Rachel Brunson. And it works all the same way with the little thinking and guessing, and then to see the animals inside. These are really for 2 and 3 year olds. And then think circles, think triangles, and think squares are more for preschoolers, and then beginning readers. I'm very proud to say that Think Circles won the Book of the Year by Creative Child magazine. So, and it works the same way. And it's really a fun. It's different than just a basic board book. So it's a lift the flap, and also to teach analytical thinking skills. And then after the think circles and the think shape books, here's I Think I Can, and it's a very unique concept that I've created because I think beginning readers that you want to teach them and gain confidence. And here again, illustrations by Rachel Brunson. But it's a shared reading book. So you read it together. One person reads the aardvark, and person reads the mouse. The,
can you hold it? Hold it. I can't see the
the,
mouse.
the sentences are very short
Mhm.
and lots of repetition. And I've only used kindergarten and first grade words in the whole book. So it will help build reading confidence in young readers. And I also have created, as a librarian, this would be said, you can maybe make some aardvark ears and then mouse ears. And so the children can have a little play and read together back and forth. They absolutely love reading with their grandparents or siblings or friends or their moms and dads.
That is fantastic. I hadn't seen those. So wait, let me take a pause you here. Now, your resume going into writing children's books is pretty obvious, right? You're a mom, you were a school teacher, you were on the Romper Room television show. But why did you feel it's important to write these books? I mean, you could have just read the books. Why did you want to write them?
Well, I was a kindergarten first grade teacher, and I have a master's in early childhood education, but I'm also a right brain creative. And I have, I don't know, I'm a creative, I'm a book designer with a US patent on a folding apparatus for books and game boards. And I'm a toy designer and have, created toys. I'm still trying to sell those. And so, I think my creativity is one of my very best gifts that I've been given, but I absolutely have always loved children. It's been my whole life. And you mentioned that I was Miss Karen on Romper Room. I was 24 years old when I did that. And here again, I left my beautiful job teaching kindergarten and in California, went to Rochester, New York, because I really wanted to teach thousands of children and impact thousands of children's lives. And that's one reason after I have 4 little boys and didn't go back to teaching because I was full-time homemaker and raising the boys. And so I decided, well, I think I'll try. I was reading so many children's books to my boys, and I thought, well, I think I can do this. But I started taking some writing classes and going to some conferences. And I started the magazine market and then went into the educational market because I thought this is a way that I can impact and change, make a difference in thousands of children's lives. And so that's how I started, and I've just been loving it. I have like
Well,
30
yeah.
years of manuscripts that, and and poetry and toys, and it's just it's very challenging. It's very difficult to be a writer. Tough to make a lot of money on, and you don't really probably you don't do it for the money. You do it for the love of children and impacting lives. But there's a lot of rejection from editors and agents. Very tough, but you just have to keep being patient and persistent. I am patient and I am very persistent.
You are. I can
I
vouch
believe
to
in
that.
myself. I know what I want to do for children. And thank goodness I've had such great help from Gig Harbor librarians, have
Thank you.
especially been
Unsolicited.
helpful for me. And all the librarians in Pierce County have been librarians are my very best friends.
Yeah. Well, we love you, and it is such an honor to work with you and any local author, and to see them published and then be able to check them out. It's wonderful to see that cycle. But I want to talk to you about, so there you are, you've written your kids' books, you've gotten great reviews, they're selling well, and yet you decided to sort of take a risk and write the Flag book, which is more adult, coffee table. It's a gorgeous book, but it's different than other things that you've done. Why did you decide to do that?
Well, I've always been very patriotic. My father was in the Marine Corps. My older brother was captain in the Marine Corps. I served in Vietnam for 13 months. And then I had a lieutenant in the Marine Corps, a boyfriend, a summer romance, who actually died in the Vietnam War.
Hmm.
Really broke my heart. I just, part of my journey. And so I thought, it was after 9/11 when our country was in such a crisis. And I thought, we're all given gifts. And our country needs us, and we all need to use our gifts. So I have, as a right brain creator, I've always loved photography. And so I have been taking pictures of American flags, unusual ones. And I didn't know why, but I'd been taking them for years. And then after 9/11, I thought, oh my gosh, I think I have a starting of a book of a photo book of flags. And so I met Dale Baskin at the Mountaineers Photography Club, and he had over 100 uh, American flag photos that he took after 9/11. He was back there in New York City. But I'm old enough to be his mother, and he's a professional photographer and filmmaker. And together we're Baskin Robbins. So we were connected and created this beautiful book for our country. It has over 300 gorgeous American flag photos, and from top designers and museums and photographers from all across America, over 300, and inspiring stories written on our American flag. So this is one of my greatest accomplishments. But also, I thought there needs to be a children's flag book. And this is my very newest book that just is released March 28th from here again, Schiffer Books in Pennsylvania. America's Flag Story, and beautifully illustrated by Jeff James. And it tells the history of our flag. And it's for children 4 to 9, a beginning reader. It's written in rhyme. And teachers across and librarians across the country will love this book. I think every library and every school library, every school in America should have this book by Schiffer Books. And in the back, it's endorsed by Colonel Gail Halverson, better known as the Candy Bomber. He's turning 100 this year. I'm sure he'll be having a big birthday party.
Yeah.
He became a very good friend of mine. And he's written America's Flag Story is a beautiful introduction of the American flag. It is vitally important to teach young children about our flag and country. They are the future of America.
That's beautiful.
That's why I wrote this book for children.
And it's a beautiful book, and you can really feel your passion in that book when you read it. Like, you really come through.
Thank you.
We're out of time. I want to thank you so much for stopping in and letting us pick your brain, and love your books. Kids love your books. Librarians love your books.
Thank you.
So keep with it, and we look forward to seeing what's next.
All right. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, Karen. Take care.